They had learned to live off the land, scavenging what little they could without resorting to the horrors that had consumed the cities. Leading this group was Evelyn Carter, a former district attorney who had once believed in the justice system she had now seen destroyed. She had lost her family in the early days of the collapse, but her will to survive had not wavered. Evelyn believed that if there was any hope left for humanity, it would come from those who refused to abandon their moral compass. Evelyn's camp was hidden deep in the wilderness, far from the roving bands of cannibals that stalked the highways. The people she had gathered were a diverse group: former teachers, engineers, medics, and even a few ex-soldiers who had deserted their posts when it became clear that the government no longer existed. They were the last remnant of a world that had once been, and they carried with them the knowledge and skills to rebuild, if they could survive long enough. They called themselves the Watchers, for they had seen the world fall apart but refused to let it destroy them. Their mission was simple: survive, preserve what was left of their humanity, and, when the time was right, strike back against the chaos. Chapter 8: A New Kind of Justice. Evelyn sat at the edge of the campfire one evening, her mind racing with thoughts of the past. She had once stood in courtrooms, arguing cases that now seemed so trivial. The petty crimes, the lawsuits over money and property, they were nothing compared to the lawlessness that ruled the world now. But she knew that true justice had never really died. It was buried deep within people like her, those who still believed in fairness, order, and accountability. And as long as people like her survived, there was a chance to rebuild something better. She looked around at the faces of her fellow survivors. Each one had suffered, but they had not given in. They had learned to trust one another, to work together, and to protect their small community. They had become a new kind of society, one that didn't need laws written in books or enforced by guns.